Hey YouTube, I'm James Rich Young, and this is where I print money. Come on in. So this is the back house. This was originally the pool equipment room, used to have an attic, and the previous owners used this spot as like a tool shed workshop type of thing. And what we did was move the pool equipment outside and turn this into my home office now. We did keep some of the attic, and the original plan was to build in like a bookshelf with one of those swinging ladders so I can climb up and down. Thought that would be fun. But those guys charged us $25,000 for a goddamn ladder. So that's gonna be a no for me, dog. So instead, I got a couple of these shelves and some greenery. These are from the Bezos collection, flown in straight from the Amazon, the warehouse, not the forest. And I just use this to store things, you know, computer parts, cables, camera equipment, backup peripherals in case mine dies out and I need to swap something out while I'm trading. And then on top, I have some Lego. This was actually a gift from one of my students. This is the ornithopter from Dune. I think it was originally for Tyson, but I'm a huge fan of the movies. Instantly became one of my favorites, so I ended up keeping that. Next to that are my absolute favorite speakers. This is the Kef LSX IIs, I believe. You know, when I'm trading, sometimes I'll put on some music, throw on even a podcast, but this shit bumps. So here I have the Odyssey Arc. If you remember, I used to trade on 3 of these, ended up giving 2 away. Just have this one now that's connected to my PS5. Don't have the time these days to fire this thing up, but don't feel like I'm missing out either, because I always say I play what I consider to be the greatest video game in the world every single day. But I will say, when GTA 6 comes out, don't call me, don't look for me, don't text me, I'm missing. And if we come over to this side, this is the Wayfair collection. So I always wanted some brown leather chairs, something that says I'm here to talk business, but also can shoot the shit, light up a cigar, have a glass of scotch. Not that I smoke anymore or even drink anymore, but you know, that type of vibe. And of course, it's got to be comfortable, which it is. And then on the side table here, I picked up a round one just because everything in the room seemed so blocky and so square. So why not throw in something round in there? And then on top, I have this lamp. This is actually stolen from Janet's office. Always thought these lamps looked pretty funny. I don't know why she specifically chose these. Maybe it reminds her of something. And then I got Kobe on the wall. I still can't believe he's gone. Grew up a Lakers fan. This is him winning his 5th ring against the Boston Celtics. Didn't know I could hate a team that much. Garnett, Pierce, Big Baby Davis, all of them. But this is him winning and beating them at a Game 7. So just an iconic photo. And the best part about this photo is that if you look closely, zoom in, you'll see that I was not there. So just a great way to remind me of the good old days when the NBA wasn't so soft. And this whole debate about who's the GOAT, I just gotta say, I'm just fortunate to have witnessed all 3 in my lifetime. But if I had to choose, I gotta go with my man Kobe. Just because I was born and raised in LA, grew up a diehard Lakers fan, and the amount of work this man put into himself, this city, this team, I just respect the shit out of it. Picking Jordan, of course, can't argue with that. Picking LeBron, I mean, he's definitely the GOAT of longevity. I'll give him that. But the person that was most impactful to me, who I learned the most from, just watching his work ethic, reading his books, listening to his podcasts, interviews, I gotta go with the Black Mamba. And then next to it, this controls the AC unit. During the summer, you're like a turkey at Thanksgiving in here, so this is a must. And before I show you the desk, this office does have a connecting bathroom. So this bathroom was meant to be used for the guests. So after the pool, they could come in here to wash up, which is why it has a shower, and even the floor has like a draining thing. So everything is supposed to get wet, is meant to get wet. Now it is unfinished. We still need to put some glass up. If you come around this way, this is a treadmill that I use under the desk. I just temporarily have it here while I show you guys around, but that usually goes under the desk. So let me go show you what's happening over there. So this is my arena. This is where all my trading gets done, all the filming, all the editing. A lot has changed since the last time I did one of these. So let me show you what I currently use. First is my money printer. This is the primary PC that I trade on. One of my absolute favorite PC builds that I've ever done. Made a whole video on it if you want to check that out. I got a Streamdeck back there. The mouse got an upgrade. This is the Viper V3 Pro, very popular gaming mouse. This is actually my first time going wireless, just because I never wanted to worry about charging these things and the latency and all that, but it's 2025, so why not give it a try? And actually the first week that I had this, I totally forgot to charge it and it went dead on me and it ended up costing me some money. Not much, but enough to buy another one of this. The Mousepad is from Artisan, made in Japan. This was built for competitive gaming. Makes the mouse glide like it's on air. Super nice. And I still have the same wrist pad. Always need one of these things. And I also got a new keyboard. This is the Lumen Key. I feel like these were built for my hands. I've tried the Keycrons and those were way too high for me, but these are great and they sound great too. Give you a little ASMR action. I also got a new X keys. My old one, I beat that thing harder than a high school boy beats his thing. Absolutely tore that shit up. So I had to get a fresh one. And this is what I mainly use for all of my hotkeys. And then the monitors, I have two 28-inch BenQ 4K monitors. Made a whole review on them if you want to check that out as well. Bottom screen I use for my primary trading screen, and then the top screen I use for my multiple time frames. And then this side monitor here is actually a new 5K monitor from Viewsonic. This is what I use for my thumbnail charts. And before I used to have it on two 4K monitors that had about 60 charts on each side, but the single 5K now fits about 90 charts. So I'm losing about 30 charts, but those last 30 charts normally don't get anything decent on them, so they won't be missed. And it's funny because I started with like a small trading setup, only to go as big as possible with the Odyssey arcs, only to end up trying to go as small as possible again. And a big reason for that is because I don't want to feel confined to my office. I want to be able to take my work anywhere with me if I have to, and it wouldn't seem like a hassle, which is a big reason why I did this SSF build and trying to reduce the amount of monitors that I use, while still being efficient and capable of my work. And then that side monitor is actually hooked up to a second PC. That's my gaming PC. That actually has a better GPU than this one. This one has a 4090, while this one has a 4080 Super. And then everything else is pretty much the same. I still use the same Rodecaster that's hooked up to my Shure SM7B. Actually, the boom arm is new. So this is the Elgato low profile one, because when I used to film, the boom arm used to always be in the shot. Same camera, same Elgato Key Light. And then I have those lights over there as well that I use when I film. And then I still have the same calculator that I use, this pen from Porsche that they gave me. And then this controller controls the tube lights, the Govee tube lights. And then this is the share sizing sheet that I use. And then of course, my reason why I do all of this. And then everything here is connected to two backup batteries. So these will get me another 10-15 minutes if the power ever goes out. And then as for the desk itself, this is a sit-stand desk. Since I spend so much time in front of a screen, I don't want to be sitting all day. So I switch from sitting to standing every hour or so. And when I am sitting on this same Herman Miller chair that I've used for a while now, but I added the headrest. So this was also actually a gift from one of my students. So just really cool to come across some awesome people whom I actually trade with every day now. And if you remember the treadmill, so that goes under the desk while I stand so I can get my steps in. Before I used to do it after the close, but this way I thought, hey, why not save me an extra 4 to 5 minutes in the day, get it done while I'm trading. I believe that time is the most valuable asset that we have. So I try to maximize it every day, which is why I also have a gym outside so I can get my physical work done and my mental work done all in one place. So let's go check that out. All right, so right outside, I have my gym area. In my dream home, I would love to get all of my office equipment and my gym equipment all in one space so I could get all my physical and mental work done in one area. I believe health should be the #1 priority because without health, I can't work. If I can't work, I can't take care of my family. And if I can't take care of my family, I can't enjoy life with the people that I love. So I like to work out first thing in the morning at 4 a.m. and then I'm market prepping in between sets. So I'm always having to walk in and out, back and forth. And the issue is all of my things are outside. I gotta be mindful of the neighbors, can't be too loud. It always feels like I'm lifting in a library, which sucks. You know, one of the reasons why I got iron plates, I love the sound they make when they clang together when I pump out reps. So hoping to make that upgrade one day where all of this could fit in one area, bump the music as loud as I want, drop the weights as much as I want. But until then, I appreciate you for being here and I hope to see you on the next one.